Hello everyone, this is Ken Winslow and the business management team of the Keys program. We're doing a video today. It's going to be a series part video regarding psychology, development in children, by using some of the basic knowledge that we have from past psychologists and very famous psychologists that have created some very important concepts and theories that are still used today. And the first one that we're going to start off with is Piaget's stages of cognitive development. So you may be asking yourself, why are we doing these types of videos, right? Well, it's very important for directors and owners really to have a basic understanding of these concepts and these theories to be able to better help out both the parents and the staff, and possibly for you yourself to see something that's going on with a child in the classroom. If the teacher doesn't understand that, to where the very base of the issue may actually be lying on or be part of, then that way this is something that you guys can actually look back at and say, hey, you know what, I think I know what's going on. Now, Piaget's stages of cognitive development, we can find a whole lot of information online about this. So definitely, if you're more interested in that, pay attention to the next videos that I'm going to make. And then as well today, it's just going to be some of the very basic aspect of his cognitive development theory. The very first stage of this theory, though, is from the ages of 0 to 2 years of age, and it is the sensory motor stage. Now, this stage is where the coordinations of senses, and motor responses begin, and that real sensory curiosity about the world begins too, right? So right around infant all the way to 2 years of age, they're wanting to touch everything, they're wanting to taste things, they're wanting to really just explore everything that is around them. Now, language at this point as well starts to really take hold, and it's used for demands or even cataloging things in their everyday life, right? So a child that begins to say mama or dada or bottle or milk or food, and even using sign language at this point, like more or please, it starts to take over in this period here in the sensory motor stage. And object permanence at this point starts to really take hold as well. And what object permanence is a child, for example, you play peekaboo with a baby, right? They get scared, right? So now you're gone, now you're here, now you're gone, now you're here, right? Every time you come back, the child gets startled, right? They laugh or they cry, and that's because they don't understand that the object is still there, right? The individual is still behind those hands. So object permanence is exactly that. The child begins to understand that that person or that item is still there. Like hiding a toy from a child, for example. They think it's completely gone, even though we just put it in a box or we put it on a shelf. They begin to start seeing the difference there. The very next stage is from 2 to 7 years of age, and it's the pre-operational stage, right? The pre-operational stage really is where symbolic thinking starts, right? The use of proper syntax and grammar to express concepts, and their imagination and intuition are strong at this point. They're developing that intuition, and complex abstract thoughts are still difficult to understand, but conservation is developed, meaning they're starting to gather things and they're saying, okay, you know what, I kind of remember this. I think it has to do with whatever concept that they're trying to figure out. So the very next theory or stage, is from 7 to 11 years of age, and this is where we get to the concrete operational stage. Now, from 7 to 11, this is where concepts are starting to get attached to actual concrete situations, right? So from 2 to 7, we understand, we're trying to keep and retain information. Now, these concepts are actually being attached to situations at hand. Now, time and space, quantity, it's all beginning to be understood, and it's also beginning to be applied as well. But it is not being applied as independent concepts, right? So we haven't quite reached that level yet. We're talking here early elementary school to late elementary school, right? So right around 5th grade, getting ready to go to middle school. Our very final stage is the formal stage, right? It is the formal stage, and that's from 11 years of age or older. And this is where theoretical, hypothetical, counterfactual thinking really starts, along with abstract logic and reasoning as well. There's strategic planning, become more possible, right? So they strategize, they're able to plan how they're going to fix whatever issue. That all becomes a possibility at this point, especially as we grow older. That is something, obviously, as we know as adults, we're able to formulate a plan better. Children are at that point, 11 and above, are beginning to do the same as well. Concepts at this point, right? Concepts that deal with a certain context are now applied to various other things. So something that they learned that they understand can be towards one specific topic can be used for something else. So it's not just very linear, it is actually something that they can now use a skill or new words to be able to use in different scenarios as well. Well, that's pretty much it for Piaget stages of cognitive development. Tune in for the next videos that we do, or that I do. I'm going to go ahead and focus on Freud, Erikson as well. A lot of you may remember this from your 45 hours that we had to take here in the state of Florida, where they touch very small little aspects of those theories. But I think it's very important for us, again, to know and understand growth and development, and how can it affect our children, our teachers, and ultimately the parents as well. All right, so thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great day.